important in reference to the crimes of satellite controllers and their abuses. The satellite controller just tried to call me his slave again. And satellite slavery is a crime. You know, in reference to the Cinderella hostage game of these people slandering my character, these people trying to play this game of holding me hostage, blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, blocking me from my trust funds, blocking me from my revenues of my mother and father's companies. And these people are trying to call me their slave when I own the deeds to the companies and the properties. This government satellite man that's doing this. That's doing this stuff. The government man needs to get prosecuted. And the government has to get prosecuted for hiding the identity of these satellite controllers. Tell that satellite controller to put his portfolio in the courtroom. They're still hitting me in the throat. And they're hitting me in the tailbone. And they're hitting me on my toe. When my toe got injured last night. This satellite man's trying to call me his slave. And they're trying to steal my mother and father's mansions and my grandparents' mansions. Do you understand that? The government has to get charged for hiding the identity of these satellite controllers and these thieves. They're harboring thieves in government. These people that are trying to steal everything from me. And these people that have been stealing my postal mail, people that have been blocking phone calls from celebrity friends and entertainers and movie productions of people that wanted me in movies. And just clamped on my lips too just now. It's attempted murder. It's sex crimes against the government. The fact that this man tried to call me his slave when my parents was the two richest people in America. My parents own the most land in America, and this man's trying to call me his slave. And the government is hiding this man's identity. These people's identities that are doing these things. Does the banking industry know who these people are? Does the Treasury know who these people are? Look at the documents in reference to the Royal Protocol in the media, too, in reference to the Treasury, in reference to anybody in government trying to call me their slave or anybody trying to abuse me. Look at the Treasury documents. What it says, that man has to get prosecuted, and all his people have to get prosecuted. They're trying to play their Cinderella game, trying to hold me down financially, blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, blocking me from my trust funds. Look how much my trust funds are in reference to the lawsuits. Every time the government tries to hurt me, every time the government hits me with satellite transmissions, my trust funds go up. There's lawsuits. There's insurance on my trust funds. In reference to the government trying to block me from my trust funds. The government trying to hurt me, trying to prevent me from getting my trust funds or receiving monies from anywhere of my mother and father's companies or anybody that tried to send me money. If the government steals it, it's lawsuits against the government. Or if the government blocks me from it. These government men terrorizing my life, blocking me from living my life, blocking me from being famous, which I was born famous, and I've been Hollywood A-list celebrity status since I was born. And these government people trying to steal the lifestyle that my parents gave to me and financial wealth and accounts and companies. And these people are trying to reap all the benefits like they're trying to play Cinderella slavery, holding me down financially and me struggling financially when they kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. And these people tried to get into my mother and father's vaults of the mansions of my mother and father. Those government people need to get prosecuted for trespassing. And they need to get prosecuted for violating my identity. And these people holding on to identification, I've not received any of the identification from any of the states that tried to send me identification, which, you know, my mother and father had mansions in several states. So, you know, the city and state of the location of where my mother and father had mansions, you know, all 50 states or all 49 states or whichever states had mansions of my mother and father in those states. They were supposed to send me a driver's license with my birth name on it. And they were supposed to send me a driver's license with the addresses of my mother and father's mansions on them. Haven't received any of them. The Roll Protocol is in all 50 states. It's in all over America. It's on TV in all states, on channels in all cities and states. And this government man is trying to call me his slave. And their satellite slavery, laser tagging and burning on me and snaggletoothing. They've been hitting me in the mouth and the teeth, snaggletoothing me this morning. It's attempted murder every day. And it's financial fraud every day. And their abuses and their tricks and their lies is attempts of murder. They're choking me. But this satellite man's trying to block me from my mother and father's mansions and estates, which I grew up in those mansions and lived with my parents. And then these people tried to call me a fake. They tried to call me illegitimate. When the Roll Protocol is a birth certificate of my identity, it's on TV 24 hours a day. And these dirty government people are trying to call me their slave. And they're government frontmen that are trying to steal my mother and father's mansions with their impersonators and their tricks. Those people need to get ordered into court. It's attempted murder every day. And today's date is 7/18/2022. And it's about what time it is. Oh, 4:56 a.m. at 7/18/2022. And I haven't received any lawsuit monies or any benefit monies at all. And there was people at the Treasury that was supposed to have delivered money. I was supposed to have had a credit card from the Treasury too, wasn't I? And I was supposed to have corporate credit cards from my mother and father's companies and my grandparents' companies.